3, 2, 1. Welcome to the best sports betting podcast in the Southern Hemisphere. Zeke's bets and skin is number one. Chester's elbows are not number one. Nate's sleep apnea is not number one. How are we feeling, boys? Welcome back, Nate.
Hey,
Terrible.
Man. Oh, what an intro, eh? What a welcome.
Welcome back, Nate.
Man. Hey, look, proud of you guys, man. Heard you guys held it down. This is like the All Blacks. Say you miss one game, you get demoted. So. No, but shout out to Charles, who did a really, really wonderful job last week. Just from us watching it, and people in the industry were going, man, that guy, he's got it. He's got that special sauce.
2.0.
But like, is the setup all good? Like, do we sit here? Do I
honestly,
your knee? What's going on?
Like, you got the keys now. Like, that's your steering wheel.
Yeah.
But I can't reach the pedal, man.
Come on, man. Just use your middle leg.
But boys, what are we grateful this week? Cheza?
Yeah, I'm grateful for my son. He got nominated on Friday last week to do a speech in preparation for being head pupil, and he worked hard all weekend and this weekend. And then early in the week, and then come today did a speech, and then he was one of the lucky 4 that got announced as head pupil for his school.
Yeah.
So, stoked for the little fella.
Were you ever in consideration?
Oh man, I was lucky if I was at school. Man,
I'm grateful for just friends making content online and always encouraging us. They're always complimenting the content, so it means a lot coming from friends that are out there in the space, and they're well known. Guys like Tony and Tali, they own Prior. A boy JD, I don't know what his username is now. He keeps changing it, but
Jordan,
yeah. JD Active, I think it is. And yeah, just friends always encouraging and
yeah. Well, I don't want to blow smoke up your guys' asses, but you guys started the show at the start of the year, and there's guys who've been in the industry for years and years, and they can't hold a candle to what you guys are doing. So, yeah, man.
Sure, brothers.
I'm grateful for Rico Ioane.
Yeah.
I love a guy that he doesn't wait till they win to talk shit, and I felt like he was the reason why I watched that game in the first place, especially the way he's been talking the whole season. So we need more guys like that. I thought he did really well, and I feel like some of these teams that have been quiet like throughout the whole season, Crusaders, and all of a sudden want to post social videos, like talking it up, man. Was it Michael Jordan? He goes, if you can talk shit when you're 0-0, that's when you're the man, not when you're up. So shout out to Rico.
hard.
I'm grateful for our team and having Payne Haas, Nate back. Shout out to Tony, Louis, and Jador for helping out. But yeah, just grateful for everyone on the team, and I'm glad that we're all back in the car.
Boom, boom.
It's like when on The Hangover when they're going to Vegas. Yeah, you're Alan.
What are we ripping and wearing this week, boys?
I haven't got a jersey this week, but I'm ripping the Dinked Up Boys. They're based in Brisbane or Brisbane Gold Coast. It's a pickleball team, and just a bunch of boys that made a new club and just go around Australia playing pickleball. So shout out to those fellas, and yeah, all the best.
Man, I was worried when you said you're wearing something from a club. I was like, oh.
I'm wearing Jack Della Maddalena, his UFC winning shirt from the Australian streetwear brand Street X. They posted it, or they sent it out online as soon as he won, and it only just came like yesterday. So
Nice.
3 weeks later.
Straight out the back. I'm wearing the 2000 grand final winning jersey that the Broncos wore to beat the Sydney Roosters. Shout out my man Zeke for this one. This was the last team jersey Kevin Campion wore before his career went downhill.
Bro, he had some mean use of words. Come on.
Then he became a fighter at the Warriors. He's a scary dude, eh?
Yeah, I love that dude, man.
Bro, I hated how someone, when Twitter first come out,
Yeah.
and So I got catfished by a guy pretending to be Jonah Lummel. Because there were no blue ticks back then. You know, you were around back then. And then I was talking to some guy, Jonah goes, "Oh man, make sure you give me your address." Da, da, da. I was like, "Oh yeah." I gave some random guy my address, but then the other guy was a fake Kevin Campion. So he was like, "Oh, make sure you come down to training." And then me and Jennels went down to Mount Smart, and he was like, "Who are you?"
What year will that be?
I don't know, like early 2000s, like 2000.
That was when it was cool to be a Warriors supporter. Eh?
Oh, bro, that was a tough
They
team, man.
were cool, man. And then they went woke.
This week I'm wearing the Tonga National Rugby Team jersey, I kaletahi. So just half Tongan, proud of it. And I'm running out of jerseys as well. So can we get some jerseys? Send them for the boys, please.
What's your other half?
Someone.
Just never hear you talk about it.
Is that Harrison's? Harrison Makalele?
Hey, nah, this won't be too big, bro. It's his birthday today as well, eh?
Oh, yeah. Happy birthday, Harrison.
Happy birthday, Harry.
I don't think he cares about it.
How do we go with our bets this week, boys?
Yeah, I got the big fat zero on my one. My multi, I had Mawini Hiroti, anytime try score, he didn't get it. Roosters to cover 6.5. I think they won by 4. The Manly 13 plus, mate, they got Gasali from Titans. And I had the Blues to win 1-7. Close, but not close enough, man.
Damn.
Hey, you know your Hiroti one? He scored inside like 2 minutes. Then they got denied, but then he went off injured after that. So that was a pretty bad beat. What did I have for my multi? I didn't hit. I think the Dolphins team points over 26.5, that hit. Marky Mark didn't score. And I think he just had just a 1 out of 4.
Was that a rule, like 2 out of 4, was it? Or
1 out of 4. Because we don't get the UFC props aren't out yet. We just get the under 2.5.
Oh, yeah.
But then the fight doesn't go to distance, comes out later. But yeah, whatever.
All good.
Obviously, I was on sick leave.
You would have missed, I reckon.
You would have went back to back.
Hey, man. Hey, has anyone come close?
Yes, me.
Oh, no, recently, yeah.
For my multi this week, I had 3 legs, but it was 6 total selections, and I got 4 out of 6 right. Got the Brumbies dog line wrong. They got beaten by 20, but Imoni Narawa for Chiefs scored a try. Blues just missed out on covering the 6.5 by half a point, but the total combined unders for the game hit. And then Sharks covered the minus 10.5 line with a comeback win, and Shone Katoa, your boy, scored.
Now he scores.
That always happens, You bet them 1 week, they don't get it, and then you skip them the next week and they score like 19.
He scored some mean ones.
Yeah.
How about our locks, Chazza?
I had
This guy's laughing before you can say your lock, man.
I had DCE anytime try score, bro, and obviously Manly got pumped from the Titans. They were far from their best. So.
Were they under strength, Manly?
No, they had all. That was the strongest lineup I think they had in a while. I think the Titans would be more on the strength without Tino and Whatuika.
Man, they started well too, the Manly. They pushed out 2 tries, comfortable, and then just. Oh, anyway, later. later on.
I had in the UFC on the second fight of the night, Philip Rowe at $2.10, and he came back and won by round 3 knockout. I think he would have been down on the judges' scorecard as well, so needed that one. Yeah, basically how I predicted it.
Yeah, it reminded me of the Sabatini bet you had a few weeks ago with our combined Māori. It was mean. Māori. That wasn't intentional at all, bro. I swear.
This guy playing his part for Matariki.
Hey, it's on Friday, bro. For my lock, I had Jack Bostock, the Dolphins winger, anytime try scorer. He was paying $1.87 and it hit in the 3rd minute. And he scored 4 tries that game.
Should have got 5.
He's better than Xavier Coates.
Is he eligible for Queensland?
Nah, I think he's New South Wales.
It's just another one.
Is he Katoa? Is he Queensland?
He's just Tongan, bro.
Oh,
which one?
The halfback.
Oh, no, he's New South Wales. He came from Penrith.
Damn.
All right, over the biggest sports stories of the week, starting with State of Origin, Game 2. We're filming this just the night before, just the day before Game 2. But what are your thoughts, boys? Luai's back in.
What have been the day before? It was like an
couple
hour
hours
before.
This gets released the next day.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on Origin? Like, obviously, do you want to just go through, I guess, your picks or thoughts on the game?
I don't know. I think Luai. I think people were a bit. I don't know. People were throwing. Maybe just Bulldog supporters throwing out Burden. Like, oh, he was the 18th man. Why don't you put him in? He's there for like cover. Luai was the right option. I think. I don't know, man. If I don't think Queensland. I'll be surprised if Queensland run out with the same team that they've listed. I wouldn't have Cotto on the edge. I think he's going to get exposed again. But Queensland will definitely be better. Just they need to, stick in there in that first 15, 20 minutes. They can't play how they played last game or they'll just get blown off the field.
Yeah.
But I think, New South Wales just got too many points in them, too many weapons across the park. But it'll be a lot closer, I reckon. Yeah. What about you guys?
I'm just playing the numbers. I just seen how rare it is to get a whitewash. If they don't win this one, I'm hoping they win the next one. But I think, on neutral ground in Perth, I feel like everything's working Queensland's way storyline-wise. Yeah. Coaches under fire, teams under fire, states calling you out. So, if Queensland win, it'll be close. Just New South Wales has an answer for everything, but I'm hoping some way, somehow, through a game of inches, that they get a win.
Yeah, they have, I think they usually, Queensland name a smaller fullback. They've always had a smaller fullback, I think guys like Chris Flannery, Ashley Harrison, Dallas Johnson, those kind of players, they just work hard, just work harder than the others, but it's just hard, man. It's hard to see it here with Trent Loiero and Kirk Capewell.
Yeah.
Because usually the difference was you had the hard toilers from Queensland versus the electric players from New South Wales, but they're both. They're electric and they're hard workers. Yeah. And they said, we've got a smaller pack to make them tired. They're big and they're still energetic. Yeah. So I don't know where you would.
And I think that they're saying, Capewell's come in for a defensive mindset, but he's missed the most tackles in the NRL this year.
Actually, even before he shifted out to centre, he was just missing.
I think
on the
playing
edge.
centre would have added a lot to those numbers. Yeah. But still, everything, I don't know.
But it's funny because he's obviously missing tackle, like you said, but when you watch the games, he's just doing a lot of effort plays, he's someone that leads the line and just seems to make the right decision. Yeah. But he's not supposed to be a centre, but he's done a pretty good job.
He's always done a good job.
Yeah,
he's always
what are your thoughts on the comments? Starting with Billy Slater.
I'm pretty biased. So I've never liked Aaron Woods, so that guy. But I don't know, man. He's right to he's got a right to have a comment and call Billy whatever. Billy's reply was a bit.
The thing about Aaron Woods is he's a new broadcaster, and when you're finding your feet when it comes to broadcasting, all you're told is get eyes on us, get ears on us, say what you need to say to make sure that you get the public's attention. And that's all he was doing. I don't think he meant it, and he would have thought it was funny at the time. The boys around him are laughing. When you're egging each other on, oh, bro, that's crack up. And then, feedback an hour later, oh, shit, it's blowing up. So I don't think he was expecting that. And I don't think he was expecting Billy's reply because everyone's seen Billy play in the past. He's kicked people in the hair. There was an incident with the Newcastle player who was suffering from, he had his own mental health issues, which was quite documented. And then during the game, Billy Slater said to him, go cry in your room. And that's a guy that's suffering from it. So it's kind of rich coming from Billy to say that now. But the worst thing about it was him coming out and referencing Paul Green, who was the Cowboys coach, who unfortunately passed away, and then he had to come out and apologize for that. And to me, that's the ultimate kind of rebound, if someone's calling you out for something, you just say, oh, my mental health. In that case, it was a different disease, or CTE that the former Cowboys coach died from.
But that was Woods' comments that were said on the morning show, So that's all eyes on the morning show. That's the biggest platform you can get on radio.
Yeah. And everyone's fighting for ratings,
Yeah, true. Especially in today's age.
Shifting over a bit, do you hear the news about Victor Radley? He's been recommended by, I think, a top doctor in Sydney that he should retire or consider early retirement.
Should have retired ages ago.
Just too many head knocks and concussions.
Every game.
Yeah. Because I think it's maybe 7 in the last couple of years, and that's the ones that are reported. He's probably had, ones that didn't go reported through training or in games.
That's just the the way it goes when the style he has, the way he plays, he's real low to the ground. He's head first, and I feel sorry for guys. Just knowing even the smallest amount of information about brain trauma and injury, it's a scary thing, man. Did you have any concussions playing in the ABs? Or
I've had a couple, but that's over 18 years. I've been, I just managed to stay clear and tackle high.
But the guy that I think of when I look at the All Blacks and concussion is Carl Heyman.
Yeah,
he's during his time one of the best All Blacks ever. But then seeing what he's been up to now, and the guy's suffering real bad, and there's no cure for it. But then, how do you? Does someone step in for Victor Radley? Does a team say, "Nah, you can't play anymore"? How does that work?
Yeah, it has to be, bro. The doctor's just got to say his piece, and man, it's hard to accept. Maybe for players who want to play and who think they still can play and they got a lot to give to the game, but that's your.
Because it'd be a lot of different to ligament, like an ACL. You keep doing ACL, you're okay. I can't run anymore, but it'd be harder to accept, a brain injury.
Sort of reminds me of Tua Tagovailoa in the NFL. He's had less than Rick Victor, but as soon as he had his most recent one last season and he was sort of shaking the ground, everyone, all these doctors and people on Twitter saying you should retire and that the Dolphins should be sued for malpractice or just not looking after their players correctly.
I think it's tough when you're the breadwinner. It's you got to make a decision oh man, do I look after my health or who's going to go find a job? So
and he had no intention to retire early, Tua, but then what's the right number, or when does that change from? Do you want to live or do you want to?
How old is he?
I'd say mid
20s,
27, 28 maybe.
Yeah, the saddest thing I saw recently was Footy Hacks on Instagram. Elijah Taylor. So he put up hey, former players, write down what you wish you learned back when you were younger, or what advice would give to younger players. And every second retired player was talking about how they're in their 30s and they can barely walk around, just not looking after their body. High performance coaches maybe saying the wrong thing to them and more focused on them being in the game than rather looking after their longevity. So it's sad seeing these young cats walking around oh man, I can't get up in the morning, or I got PTSD, or it's just it's like war veterans out there.
Yeah, I guess that's why I think he's cringe. But Sonny Bill, guys like Sonny Bill, Quade Cooper, they're really onto it when you watch their socials about taking care of niggling stuff like that. Just even what's it called, when you're preventing injuries, that, or that
prehab.
That stuff, man.
Those types of athletes, they're always real good with the professional, the training and recovery side of being an athlete.
Even the eating, the sleeping.
Yeah, exactly.
Where you got other guys that just like KFC. No, when you're saying you're telling us a story about Kano and KFC and stuff.
True.
These Tongans, bro. They're trying to split us apart.
All I saw was KFC in the point, mate. But Zeke, how was the UFC on the weekend, mate?
It was alright, man. It started off with a bang, and then the main card just all went to decisions, and it was. I don't know, man. I can't say what I was about to say, but actually, my betting went good. I gave out some good bets at underdog odds, especially on Twitter. Oh, we qualified for a broadcast channel now.
Hey,
I thought we got banned completely because my channel, my page was getting reported, but it's actually because we hit over a certain amount of followers.
Who the fuck's reporting the page?
No. That's what I thought.
Is that on Twitter?
Yeah. Instagram.
Oh yeah.
So
sweet.
Yeah, we can do some live betting now.
Thanks for those 2 a.m. broadcasts.
Yeah.
Over to Super Rugby, a couple of semi-finals. Obviously, we'll save the big one for last, but starting with the Brumbies losing to the Chiefs, 37-17. Thoughts on the game, Chaz?
Yeah, man. I think Brumbies are always going to be the underdogs come into this game. They started off well. They got a try. I think they got a couple of tries. But I think just the faith that the Chiefs have and the bench that they have, they got guys that have been played over 40, 50 caps on the bench, and I think that's going to have a big effect this weekend for the final. I just think that there's just so much belief in that team. When they get it right, that they believe they'll get it done. So
yeah. And the big one, mean game, man. Crusaders 21 against our Blues 14. Blues really lucky with yellow cards, but I think just like that, especially that last sort of 15 minutes, it was just all out. And with a man down, the Blues had a mean performance. Love seeing Rico and Mark Telea getting in there and picking and going.
Yeah, mate. Another team that started off well, like two tries straight off the bat, and mate, they went down there and threw the kitchen sink at the boys. But they kind of let them in, and then it became a dogfight in the second half. So obviously the Crusaders crossed, and then that last 7 minutes or so on the line, I just thought the Blues could have been a little bit more patient, and then I think they would have got the try, and then it would have went to overtime. But just guys trying to do it by themselves and try to take the glory, I think. Just kind of cost him in the end. But, man, just to see where the Blues are gone and, like, how much shit everyone was talking about them, and I was probably one of them too.
He said probably.
Not so much negative, but just, obviously what they were playing back then to what they're playing now, it's a massive difference. And
It was just some hard truths, man. Yeah.
It's a nice way to put it. But yeah, just to see where they've gone, and to almost pip Crusaders down there, and we've said that, like, what's that, their 31st game
31st.
Undefeated
In playoffs. Rugby, 31-0.
Yeah, so up the Chiefs this week, mate.
Yeah. Over to NRL, signing with the Sharks, beating the Dragons 30-18.
Yeah, I think we all said the Sharks or the Dragons will put up a decent fight, it just being a local derby, and they did well, but they just fell apart in the second half.
Yeah.
And I think Shane Flanagan, the coach, is copying a lot of flack for his comments after.
What do you say?
He's usually a bit like emotional and angry about losing, but now that all the spotlight's on his son Kyle, he's just like, nah, it's all right, we're all right. Like, he's just saying stuff like that.
Really?
Is his son any good or what?
He's fuck, man.
I think he's a great player, just not at that level.
So he shouldn't be in the NRL?
Like, when
Or
you think of a
starting
coach's son, that's the kind of player you think. That guy, I don't know how to explain it. There's just something about it.
I'm not sure. No, because I watched the game, and you could see some of the boys are frustrated, at some of the decisions that are like those key boys are making, and they'll just keep looking around, and you can see it's not good,
Yeah, they dropped Lachlan Ilias, and since being dropped to New South Wales Cup, he's won 6 games, all games.
Yeah.
And he's carving up. Meanwhile, since he's left, they've only won 2 out of 6. So,
can you trust Lachlan Ilias though?
Yeah, I think he's, as a halfback, he's he had his faults, but he's a better leader he can lead his team around the park better than Shane Flanagan. And they paid $500K from him, I think.
Yeah. It's just stuck in my head what I think Lachlan Ilias asked Wayne Bennett. He goes, "Do you see a future for me at halfback at the Rabbitohs?" And he said no. So and the thing about Wayne Bennett, he'll tell you straight if
Yeah. Well, from the options that they have, I mean, you can't drop that like in King Tonga. He's mean. He's still a little bit green, but you can see the skill and his.
Where's the hammer guy?
Who? You mean the Tongan? You heard about that, Charlie? No, we'll tell you after. He didn't get his contract registered by the NRL. I think he's got to serve a bit of time.
He was all right, man.
Well, he's a good player, man. Yeah, they played him in that game for Tonga. Oh, no, they didn't play him in that game for Tonga versus Samoa, when Samoa beat them.
Does he have another brother in the NRL too? The other Amoni?
I don't know if they're brothers.
Oh, no brothers? Oh, okay.
Yeah, but he's a good player too.
Yeah. Titans 28, upset win over the Sea Eagles 28-8.
Yeah, this is a good example just on the betting side, of why sports betting has nothing to do with picking winners. Everything's mathematical and numbers. And just why I always harp on about it. People get annoyed, but just so important. Just to put your emotions aside, and I don't think Manly should have ever been $1.20. I think got to $1.20.
And what was the line? 8? Was it 7 points? 8 points? As
I
away
think
favourites?
it got up to about 11.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but Manly just got a soft underbelly. Teams like Cronulla, even the Broncos. and the Cowboys.
Charlie goes like this.
When you see Broncos, Naso's like,
Just be honest, man.
You know, every time he goes,
There's a
don't
hard
be
truth.
emotional. I know, I just feel it coming my way.
I didn't say that, man. But yeah.
Over the Roosters with a close win over the Knights, 12-8.
The Roosters were bad, eh?
Yeah,
They were
they were
pretty
lucky to
bad.
win that one.
They were lucky to win. I think Knights deserved it, but just shows the the importance of experience in your halves. You know, they've done well to when they're rolling, the Roosters, but in times like games like that, I think probably why they would be looking at a DC to guide these young halves around. And man, Tedesco's price just keeps going up the older he gets. He was the 5'8" fullback, hooker, and then he offloaded that last pass off to the winning try. What's his name?
Nafo? No.
Foketi.
Yeah.
Young player.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Bro, I didn't know he was a prop. If I didn't see the number on his back, I wouldn't even know he was a prop. Eh? He's running like a
fast
centre,
as.
man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Is he Samoa? Nah, that's not.
It's good to see Jackson Hastings out there.
Poor guy,
he
man.
was frustrating the coach in that last 5 minutes.
Wow. I would still rather have him in there, eh?
Yeah.
From week to week. Just his style and his skills.
Biggest hiding of the week, Dolphins 58 over the Cowboys 4.
You can't even make any excuses for the Cowboys.
No.
Like, I think that would have happened to them even if they had their origin players, eh? Dolphins are just rolling at the moment and coming into form, and I owe them an apology, man. Them and the Roosters and the Warriors a little bit, but I said didn't think those three teams would be up in the top 8. But also hats off to Katoa's the man, he gets all the praise, but Nikorima's been he's been really good, man. And he's quick, eh?
Yeah.
Like I always knew he was quick from like under 20s days, but
were you playing against them or something?
no, just from watching under 20s Broncos. But yeah.
And the final game of the round, Doggies 24 held on to beat the Souths 18.
Honestly, when that rain delay happened, I fell asleep. The game. Well, how long was the game off for? Like 40 minutes or something.
And like they were winning convincingly. Then obviously they let the Souths back in, but they held on. Not convincing at all. But I think, are they still top of the table, Doggies?
Yeah.
I think it will be the Raiders when the Raiders get the other bye.
They bye point.
Because they've won more games.
Yeah. Over the best and worst performances, Chezza, who you got for best team, mate?
I've gone with the Dolphins. Just dominant performance from the get-go too. They just had the Cowboys on the back foot from the start to finish of the game. So,
Who going best team?
Yep.
Oh, my Titans.
Yeah.
Nah,
Hey, so it's your team.
my betting team. They make me money. I'll go Dolphins as well.
Yep.
Dolphins.
Yep. Dolphins too good, giving them a hiding by 54 at home. Chezza, worst team?
Cowboys.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. It's pretty easy to.
Yeah, Cowboys.
I've gone Manly. I just think with that lineup, they should have offered more. I mean,
true.
Is it Seabold? Is it his fault?
nah, it's not Seabold. I think.
Ever since the Cherry Evans news, eh?
Yeah.
They've gone a bit weird up there. And now there's talks of they're trying to slowly move him into a director's role and bring Michael Lennon to coach.
Oh, the king of glaze for Nathan Cleary, bro. That guy.
Cleary.
I've got worst team, Cowboys as well, getting pumped by 54 at home. Chezza, who's your best player?
Obviously I thought Cody Nikorima was awesome, but I've gone with Brandon Trindle again. I just thought his kicking was on point. Like he was always kicking, making it a contest for him and his boys, and they really put pressure on the opposition, and then he got over for two tries and a few assists too. So
yeah, it doesn't help that his halves partner is bloody shivering in his boots.
Hey man, it's mental health. Nah. I cut that up.
I'll go Izzy Katoa.
Yeah.
Last year, man, I keep saying this. Last year, I was hating on him because he just couldn't ice games, and now he's pushing for a New South Wales spot soon, man.
And he's still early 20s, eh?
21, I think.
21.
Like, Galvin gets all this hype and praise, but, man,
They're the same age.
I think Katoa will be 1 year older.
older.
Yeah, maybe 1 or 2, yeah. But, yeah, man, I could see him playing New South Wales in the next 2 to 3 years. Yeah, he's the man.
I like Izzy too, but I've gone with AJ Brimson. Just effort, man. I reckon he could have been in that Queensland side if he didn't cross over.
Perfect.
He's already been in
14.
the he's already 18 men, isn't he, or close to the?
No, he's not eligible.
Just in the. Oh, he's not eligible.
No, he was, but then he's put himself forward for England.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he's been around the mix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was part of that 2020 team,
The worst team ever.
the worst team ever that beat New South Wales. Yeah.
My best player was Herbie Farnworth. Best player losing team, Chazza.
I've gone with Haumole. Just there was some many out there, bro, this week. I thought, yeah. And obviously he done his shoulder, so yeah, hopefully he gets better soon.
Send him a message.
Yeah.
I'll go Tallis Duncan. It was hard to pick anyone at all. But, yeah, probably just because I've been pretty negative about Tallis Duncan the last month or so. And, yeah, he really stood up in that game, even though they lost.
I've gone Phoenix Crossland from the Knights. I don't have my eye on this guy. Chimes just kind of lent his vision and said, hey, did 54 tackles, no misses.
And
He loves our no misses.
I love it, bro. And speaking of no misses, my best player on the losing team was Dylan Lucas from the Knights. He had 233 metres, line break, 34 tackles, no misses.
Damn, when he
So
says,
just to,
talk about no misses, I think like, I'm single. I thought that's what you were going to say, bro.
Okay, man. Let's move over to Quickfire. Who do you think's going to win for this Super Rugby Grand Final?
Is it a grand final?
Oh, Super Rugby.
They're not on the
final.
NRL level, to be honest. Nah, jokes.
I'm going to go with the Chiefs, bro. I just think the bench is going to be a big factor. Yeah. The Crusaders don't really change their front row and stuff like that. They try to keep them on as long as they can. But I think, the Chiefs can get the job done. It'll be tough, bro. The odds are just saying they're even.
Yeah.
Everything's even at the moment.
It's in Christchurch, eh?
And Christchurch as well.
Come on, Crusaders.
you
I'll
go,
go Crusaders.
How about you, Nate?
I think Crusaders take it.
Yeah.
Just been there. Like, when was the last Chiefs final they played? Oh,
They've been in the last three.
the last 3. Damn it, that goes. Edit that out.
But for me, Crusaders in Christchurch.
And they're 31-0 in playoff games, but I'll go with Chaz of Chiefs as well. For the Crusaders.
That's their last game at that park too, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what they're
so
saying, yeah.
good way to say goodbye to it.
Are they going back to Jade Stadium?
No, they got the new stadium's is almost done. Mate, hopefully,
Is it
I
on
think
the
it'll be
roof?
touch and go. The one at the roof. It'll be touch and go if it finishes on time, but yeah, it'll be pretty close.
Well, if it's the same people doing the Takanini Highway, bro, be done in 2030, bro.
How about State of Origin quickly? Have you got the one?
I've gone New South.
Yep.
Yeah.
New South Wales, I don't know.
Yeah.
I've pumped in.
Queensland Miracle.
I've got New South as well. And for NRL, first game on the card, bless you,
That's shit, man.
is Tigers versus Raiders in Campbelltown.
Raiders. That's basically Canberra.
Raiders.
Raiders as well. Warriors and Panthers go media in Auckland.
Warriors.
I'll go Warriors, but this line's getting out of hand, man. It's plus 13.5.
Warriors.
Warriors, Dolphins versus Knights in Perth.
Dolphins.
Is it in Perth?
Yep.
It wasn't.
Oh, Hammond, that will be happy. They don't have to travel. I'll go Dolphins.
Dolphins.
Yep, Dolphins as well. Storm versus Rabbitohs, Accor Stadium.
Storm.
Storm.
Broncos versus Sharks at Suncorp.
All the boys are playing, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, the boys, baby.
I'm going Sharks, bro. Get back my boy Trindle.
This is another action figure you put to the collection. I go Broncos, man.
Broncos by a lot.
I've
Yeah.
got Sharks.
4.5's a good line. You going Sharks?
Yeah. Little sneaky upset.
It's my upset of the week, mate. There's 2 or 3 every week here. Yeah. This bloody
Roosters versus Cowboys at Alliance Stadium.
Roosters.
Roosters.
I'm going Cowboys. All the players back. Bro, they need to make a statement here. So, yeah, Cowboys.
Oh, yeah. I've got Roosters. And the final game of the round, Eels versus Titans, Combank Stadium.
No Moses.
No Moses?
No Moses.
Yeah.
Even if he was playing,
Titans.
we got a Philip Sami.
Who've you got, Zeke?
Titans.
Titans are favourites in this game, so I'm going to go Eels.
Yeah, I'm going Eels as well. Over to this week's bets. What have we got in store this week?
Oh,
What's your for your bring a leg, please, Chazza?
my bring a leg this week. I've gone Ethan Strange, anytime try scorer against the Tigers. I've got a double here, taking a leaf out of the boys thing, and gone Tuivasa Shek, anytime try scorer, and the Warriors to win, paying $2. Dolphins to win, Herbie Fanworth to get a try as well, paying $2.60. Roosters Cowboys over 48.5, paying a total $36.19.
36.90. That's the first time you've given us your odds, bro. Making up for your no jersey, yeah? I've got a 4-leg here. It's paying $18.79. First leg is the Broncos minus 4.5, $1.91.
Love it.
Gold Coast Titans minus 2.5, $1.95. And to the UFC, we've got Kamaru Usman's brother, heavyweight. He's just going to be a sloppy fight. You don't want to watch this one. $2.40. And in the main event, Jamal Hill, $2.10 versus Khalil Roundtree.
What's your angle
This
on
guy
that?
needs money, bro. He can't pull out of a driver. He's got kids to feed. He's just better. I think Khalil Rountree's been overrated. He's undeservedly got the Alex Pereira fight, and then he got finished, and people are kind of just off Jamal Hill. I mean, which is fair enough. He's had some pretty weak losses. His footwork's terrible. But this is in Azerbaijan. There's a bloody war zone right next door in Iran. But yeah, there's going to be a bigger bomb here. Jamal Hill knocking out Khalil Roundtree.
Just a question on UFC. You know how, like, for casuals like myself, unless it's like, stand up, blow for blow action.
Blow for blow.
Do you find fights boring? Like how you said
Yeah,
that?
100%.
Oh,
boring.
okay.
Sometimes the only thing that keeps me in it is my money.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm not watching some Indian woman to me. Like, that's how it's been lately, and I don't know.
My bring a leg multi for this week, I've gone all try scorers, and it's my back row Lamborghini parlay. So I've gone Eli Katoa anytime try scorer at $2.50. I've gone Leka Halasima at $3.90 against the Panthers, and Brendan Piakota at $4.50 for a total of $43.87.
I'm going to laugh at that. No, jokes.
It's a multi, man.
For my multi this week, I've got a 5-legger, starting off with boxing, light flyweight division, championship fight. Beanie's cousin, Christian Araneta, beating Thaksin Simsi by knockout.
What is this?
And that's a boxing.
Oh, it
Flyweight.
sounds like Thai ping pong.
And it's paying at $2.60. Then over the UFC, I've got Ignacio Bahamondes to beat Rafael Fiziev, $1.80. And Daria Zelezniakovia to beat Melissa Mullins, $2.25. Panthers plus 13.5 line. I think it's just a bit too high, even with Origin players out. So they'll cover against the Warriors. And then Broncos versus Sharks, either team to win by 1-12, paying $1.87. It's combined odds of $55.53.
Either team 1-12 in the Broncos Sharks game.
Yeah.
What are you going to do when Reece Walsh runs 3 over the line in the last 10 minutes?
Fall on my knees at countdown. Over to our locks. Chazza, what's your lock this week, bro?
My lock this week, going to Super Rugby, Crusaders versus Chiefs, either team to win under 7.5, paying $2.10.
Wow.
It's going to be close, so yeah.
Under 7.5?
7.5. So
Nice. I like that.
that's 8 points or 7 points?
What? Minus?
To win under 7.5. That's 7 or is that 8?
Under 8 points.
8? Yeah,
Yeah,
see,
yeah,
that's even better. Even better.
Yeah.
Mine's in the UFC. I've got Tawfiq Musayev versus Miktebek Orabai.
Did you say Tofinga?
It sounded like Tofinga, eh?
No, Tawfiq.
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 Oh,
And he's $2.30, so another underdog. You know my history of underdogs on the show on Combat Sports, man. Yeah, I just think he'll finish. Maybe finish him inside the first 2 rounds, but this is going to be a banger. Yeah,
Nice. My lock or laugh for this week, I've gone for the Storm to not trail against the Rabbitohs at $2.45.
could get sweaty, man.
I like it sweaty.
They beat the
Hey, cut that out.
Oh man.
For my lock this week, back to boxing, I've got Brian Norman Jr. Defending his WBO welterweight title against Japanese fighter Jin Sasaki. I think Jin is exciting and he's a boxer that'll press, but I don't think he's in the same class as Norman Jr. So I think Norman Jr. will win between rounds 1 to 6, and it's paying $4.50.
Well, what weight class is this?
Welterweight.
$4.50.
Man, the Japanese have been on a roll lately.
Yeah, been, and you know,
It's
and,
fun.
and he's fun as a fighter.
Yeah.
Sasaki, like he will definitely press it, but I just don't think I think he's just a bit too small and not in the same class as Norman.
Kamikaze style. Huh?
Yeah. So that's the end of our bets.
Is that allowed to say? Or?
I just found it funny.
Wait, caution, do you ask him? Is that offensive? Or?
Zeke, do we have any questions from our listeners?
Oh, we do. Yes, we do. Sorry, man. First one here. This is for all of us from Instagram at Takanaya. I think that's is that. Is there a certain sports player that you don't like and why? Like you just hate him. Don't say, oh no, I love everyone. Hate in your heart, man.
I used to really dislike Ruben Thorne growing up.
What?
I thought he was like.
Oh, actually, yeah.
I don't know how he was a good player, let alone a captain of the All Blacks. So that was my one growing up, Ruben Thorne. I thought he was ill.
That was his mentor.
Ruben Thorne. No, come back to me, mate. Come back to me.
I've got someone, but it's taken me years to forgive him. And I do forgive him because I understand it's been hard for him as well. But Ashton Sims.
What happened?
Who's it?
He's the one who dropped the ball against the Dragons and 2011? No, 2008.
Yeah,
9.
2008.
Right
he dropped the ball and then somehow Greg Inglis got it. I think it was against a Storm.
Yeah.
And it was for them to get to the grand
Oh,
final.
the Dragons. Yeah, Storm.
Yeah.
And
So-
that was a prelim final. And then Melbourne went on to get pumped 40-0 by Manly. So,
Yeah. All he
That
had
was
to do
hard,
was
man.
just...
because the Broncos were winning. It was like, fuck, all the games they've been winning. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Cowboys, the Panthers, and then that game.
Just don't have the ticker.
Oh, shall we look at the 2011 grand final score? The guys just went to go eat their Happy Meal.
Can you think of anyone?
Nah.
You don't have to say a rugby player.
No, I don't.
Who was that guy that you played with you're telling me about? And the Blues. You're like, fuck that guy. He's lucky he was already on there.
Wait, that was Leo McDonald.
No, man, I might need a contract soon. So,
What about a coach?
What about a podcast host?
there was a coach, bro. Like, now it's gone, bro. But I was playing ITM. I played ITM for 2 seasons. Played Super Rugby for maybe 2 seasons as well. And I went back to ITM and I played 1 game. He dropped me for the whole season by the last game. The last game there was that many injuries. I had to play. And then the other side to that story was that Pat Lam, because obviously, so Pat Lam and them got involved. He goes, bro, like, it is what it is. You got to listen to them. But I only need to see you play. This is like halfway through the season. And he told me, bro, I just need to see you play 1 game. You play me 1 good game, I'll sign you 2 years again.
Yeah.
And then the All Black coaches come down and they were like, bro, what's going on? Like, obviously I was in the development to be in the ABs, but now I'm not playing ITM. And I was just seeing. And that's when I learned the thing about, like, it's not, you got to turn up no matter what. Like, you got to block all those personal issues out. And you have to just keep turning up. And obviously, probably the last third of the season, that was me. I just go, mate, it is what it is. I just got to turn up. Got a game, the last game, and I played a blinder. And Pat, because the game was in Waikato, And he was driving back up, and he texted me or called me. He goes, "Bro, you got a contract."
Yeah.
Driving back out to Auckland, I was like, just a lot of things were going off. Like, didn't have a job again for the next 2 years or whatever, and then it all got settled with one game. So, yeah, for that guy, Cowboy was his name. Anscombe.
What a cowboy.
Mark Anscombe.
Oh, my Anscombe. Gareth's dad.
Gareth's dad, yeah. No, like, but in hindsight, like now you look back, it taught me how to play a different way. Because with Pat Lam, we played an open game. Like we used our skill. With that Mark Anscombe, we had to play like a pick and go game, maul game, scrum game, and I didn't fit his picture.
Yeah.
And then the year after.
Was it anything personal about the?
No, I think obviously he's seen me play ITM and play Super Rugby, and obviously I was already signed with Auckland ITM. He just had to take me. Yeah, bro, and he would always say to me, "Mate, I'm getting awesome feedback from because then I had to play in the Auckland B team, so I was playing the B team, and man, I don't hold anything, bro. I just love to play rugby, so." I was there playing, and I was playing awesome, like I was playing mean. The B's coaches have to say, I'll give feedback to the A's, and I'd always see the coach, he goes, "Oh, mate, they're saying you're playing awesome, blah, blah, blah." But then I was like, "Mate."
Was that during the time we were playing poker till like 5 a.m?
Probably, bro. I was,
And then we'll go to that, what's that nightclub in Otara?
nah, I don't know what we're talking about.
I still got our photos.
Fair nightclub or something.
Oh, Makawhanga.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. It's probably changed so many times.
Yeah.
I've got a lot, man.
Of course.
Give us some.
But my current one would be this jiu-jitsu guy, Mikey Musumechi. He's just a little geek and a nerd. Like nothing wrong with
Oh, they
geeks
got the
and nerds.
glasses on
Yeah,
Instagram a
he's
lot.
like, I don't know, something's wrong with him. But before that was Bilal Muhammad. But now I feel sorry for losers, so yeah, I'll move on to someone else. Next question. This is for me and Nate. I think we've something similar has come along. It's being from New Zealand. Is there a reason why the Warriors aren't your team? Charlie doesn't have a team, but he'll probably go Roosters. You support the Warriors.
I was supporting the Broncos long before I'm older, you know, like the Warriors came into the picture, 95?
95.
I think before the Roosters, a lot of people in my family supported the Magpies. But, you know, I think the most electric player for me seeing growing up was the Pearl. So ran off. And then I was like, that's my team. Yeah.
Mine was obviously a lot younger than Nate. My parents supported the Broncos, and they were before the Warriors. But I wasn't like hardcore. I was bouncing back between Mundine, wherever he went, and then he came to the Broncos, so I just stayed with the Broncos.
The other thing as well, the Broncos, I don't know why, but their games got aired in Samoa.
Yeah. So that's why a lot of Samoans support the Broncos. Oh, okay.
So that was like the only league game that they were there.
Yeah. Because they were the team of the 90s, eh? It was the Raiders and then them. But yeah, hope that explains why. Stop asking. That was from Dylan Selwyn. Next question. Who's your favourite league or union player that the streets will never forget? This is like a thing that's been going on the internet lately. It's like a really skillful player that didn't really get the accolades or like made any rep teams, but was just so skillful. Like I don't know, I can think of anyone like a Sasini Anisi in union or league, or just like Tim Nanai Williams, just like a mad player, but that wasn't on like the level of like a Sonny Bill or something. I hope that I described that properly.
I'll probably go with Kaukau Nepuka.
Oh.
Like he was the
Eventually,
man,
yeah,
but he
yeah.
never really
Yeah. He was a bit lazy
made.
too.
Yeah. Bro, he wouldn't turn up to trainings, bro.
Bro, I remember a story someone was telling me that they got him a house by Eden Park.
Eden
And he
Park,
still
bro.
didn't come or was
Still
late.
wouldn't come. They'll go walk to his house and go, "Bro, you got training." He goes, "Oh," you just say you didn't know. But bro, that was when they won in 2003. So
Yeah.
the man didn't come training, but he ran a mark on the field. So
Shit, bro.
And there was only the one season he played? Or was
I
it
think
two?
he played maybe 2, and then he left.
Back to the islands.
These Fijians, can't trust them. What about you, Chimes?
I was trying to think, because I think one that's probably maybe not as skillful, but I always thought that Isa Nathewa was one of my favourite players growing up. He could just play every position of the back line, but he wasn't like that sort of level, like game breaker. But I reckon he would have been an All Black if he didn't have that under 21s cap for Fiji. And he had a real great career over in, was it Leinster, right?
Leinster,
Yeah.
bro. Yeah.
Over in Ireland.
I'll probably go Junior Paramore.
The band.
He was a Manu Samoa flanker. He used to play for counties, but he came around that time where we had like Malaki Upeli, Sila Vaifale.
I don't even know who those guys are.
No, but they made a name for Samoa back then. They were just smashing anyone. But Junior Paramore, I forgot the counties game he played for, but he was in the same team as Jonah. But he was just smashing it because Auckland was the glamour team back then. But he took on everyone. I don't know what happened to him after that. And I searched him on the internet. There's nothing there. So yeah, Junior Paramore.
I'll go Tim Smith. 2005 Rookie of the Year. Got it over Greg Inglis. He still holds the try assist record. So he got that when he was 20 years old.
Was he with the Eels?
Yeah, Eels. 40 try assists in a year for a 20-year-old. Minor premiers over, that's the year that Thurston got Dally M, Benji and Scott Prince won the grand final. So he was playing against guys like Andrew Johns, Kamali, Orford. So as a 20-year-old, I mean, he kind of went down. He had his off-field problems. But I'll just always remember that year,
40 try assists. Holy.
But I think Cody Walker came close. He had like 33. So that says a lot.
It was like a Ben Barber type year for like
Yeah, man.
when he was playing for the Doggies.
He just had the left and right pass across the field.
Yeah.
Step. Yeah.
Oh, for league, mate, actually, it reminds me of Anthony Milford. That was like one of my...
As a fullback?
As a fullback for Canberra. He was like, every game was electric and he would just like line breaks, tries.
Yeah.
Help me win my super coach and all that.
Hey, he was good in
He was amazing there,
that
man.
2015 season for the Broncos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was, him and Ben Hunt, they were guns.
I think he got screwed over by the Knights, I think it was. That's the Rabbitohs when he tried to sign with the Rabbitohs. So he did sign, but then they screwed him over kind of around COVID, I think it was. Next question for Charlie. What's one financial lesson you had to learn as a professional athlete and one piece of advice you would give to listeners?
I don't know.
You're pretty good already, yeah, before that.
Yeah.
Why were you so good at it before you actually started playing rugby? What turned you onto it?
It'll probably be my parents. Like my parents worked at a factory, both of them, and my old man managed to have like a couple of investments as well as his family-owned house, like our family house. But the thing about him, he was on the cheap. He was like, we would be the ones that go do the renovations and stuff. So we'll do the painting, we'll do the cleanup. So when they leave, we would be the ones that clean up the whole yard, demo whatever like that's broken, and then get professionals in there. But we'll be ripping carpet, painting, and like at the time it's an ugly as like, bro, in your head. Obviously in your head because it's your dad. He's just like, what the hell are we doing? But like as we got older, we started to talk about like how much he brought it, how much he sold it, how much money was coming in weekly, and then that's what I got into investing. And I remember, man, like when I was at the Blues, like no one really wanted to talk about that stuff. Like, and I talk about property, and then because everyone knows me as property now, it wasn't like. It just wasn't the thing, and it was hard to have a connection with people. Obviously, over time, you manage to find more and more people, but it was just, man, I just had this thing where I I can say it now because it doesn't really matter, but I played rugby to feed that side. Like, I just kept playing, like it is, you're playing for money, like, but I just had a goal in mind to make as much money as I could so I could push it into property, or whatever it is that I had to push it into, so that after rugby I'll be all good.
That's
Just
awesome, bro.
Yeah, I remember because out of school I did my building apprenticeship, and I could and right throughout school, once I could work, I was in every single holiday, every Christmas break, I was working at my dad's factory with him, just making money, and I'll make $500-600 a week, and here's your $40. Yeah, bro. But you knew what it was to grind and how hard I had to work to get $500-600, and then man, you see money come from rugby contracts, and it's like, man, I'll do this for free. Like,
do you think those conversations with your old man, young, about the kind of money that he's making helped?
Yeah, shit, yeah, bro. Like that's why I think like like other ethnic groups, they talk about that stuff. It's not like
taboo.
It's taboo, and like you know, like my son asks, man, I make it a priority to talk about like that stuff, like to make sure that they're not afraid of money, like that they understand that you can use money to make more money, because it's like when I was growing up, like even that little bit I had compared to some other families, and you know, like all their uncles own businesses, all them own property, how much more conversations they have compared to us. So
yeah, that's like normal in Indian families, Chinese,
man.
everywhere.
So I grew up, we were too scared to talk about like money amongst ourselves, because then you'd be like, so we got this bill.
That's how it is, though.
Yeah.
Right? But the one piece of advice Charlie told me to give you guys is Titans -2.5. No. And that was from Dan Saleh 15 on Twitter, by the way. Last one, we're in a funny one. You can only shower once a day. Are you showering in the morning or night, and why? Chimes is getting ready to give the most complicated answer ever.
Fuck, man.
If I wake up at 1 p.m.
And I moisturize it.
I'm showering at night.
Yeah.
I'll say the night one, but I prefer, as sick as it is, I would rather be cleaner out in public than at home. Because at home I'm by myself, right? Yeah. So you're better to be fucking at home than out in public smelling.
Yeah.
So yeah, even though
I've got a family, so the priority, you go out there, you get sweaty, you work hard, and you come home and take off the overalls.
Did you work at a factory, or did you do stuff? Yeah, nice.
He's lying, bro.
You don't know.
Resume check? Or? No.
The only qualification I have is a forklift license. I come from the factories.
Yeah.
I'm third generation, man.
I was joking, man. This guy is serious. What are you, Charlie?
Yeah, bro, I'm the same. I understand both of them too, because you feel good in the morning, Like that's why you have a shower in the morning. But I think I'd have to go nighttime.
Yeah. You should change now, because you're settled down. You're not showering before you get a cold.
Man, it would have to be night, but I did a lot of time at boarding school, so you had to shower in the morning. It's like the army, bro. You just feel better going about your day.
I love that about the boarding schools. I remember like we try to get our kids into Kings, but they give you like their schedules, and obviously if you start at year 9, you're up way earlier than the year 13. So they're in there at quarter to 7. The year 13s are in there by like quarter to 8 or something, whatever it is. But they're all by year group. They're all in there just having showers. But yeah.
The other thing about boarding schools is soggy biscuit.
I heard about that. What school was it?
Mags.
You went to Mags too?
I was school in Dubai, bro.
Bro, that's grandma and king shit right there, bro.
Hey, last was jelly beans.
What the hell?
Jelly beans?
Those brothers.
Pick it up with your asshole.
The teachers, they would have jelly beans in their pockets, and they go, "Would you like a jelly bean? Just reach for it."
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
Nah, but that's way different to what we're talking about.
I always say I'm a college.
That's the questions, boys. Good show.
Oh,
We got 40 more till we get 2K, so you 40 people that watch without subscribing.
Well done, boys.
So, boys, episode 23.
Nate's going to do a cash giveaway at 2K subscribers.
And jelly beans.
Please don't ever mention me on a podcast saying cash giveaway.
Also, man, there's people been hitting us up about sponsorship. Hey, we got no money, man. Just wait.
Oh, what do they want?
Like sponsorship.
Louis onto something.
Oh, yeah, okay, Louis. Head up, Louis. He's got the money. With his jelly beans.
See you, boys.
Thanks, guys.
All right, peace.